So hey guys, my name is Jo Nicole and today we will be talking about why budgeting feels restrictive. Budgeting definitely has like this bad reputation because most time people only consider doing budgeting when they are stressed, bills are past due, or they're kind of in tight spaces and they're trying to figure out like where their money is going and how to make more money or make things work according to their bills. What if I told you that budgeting did not have to result in stress, restriction, or even feeling guilty? So listen to me good. I honestly want to tell you that budgeting should actually give you freedom and clarity and not feeling like it's just a controlling thing. And in today's video, I simply want to provide you with a system that supports your life. This system would actually feel natural and it's something that will last and that you can carry on for years and years to come. And this isn't just a theory, this is literally an approach that I have used on a day-to-day basis in the year of 2025. Let's address the real elephant in the room. Why does budgeting feel so restrictive? Here are the most common misconceptions when it comes to budgeting, and I have 3 of them. Budgeting comes with fear, shame, and perfection. And the next things that I will list are the typical restrictive budgets. When it begins to feel too rigid, unrealistic, and joyless. When it comes to budgeting, you cannot just rip everything from your life because it's not going to be enjoyable on this journey. If you literally stop doing everything that you love, this is where budgeting begins to feel like you're just trapped in a cage because you are limited to what you are and can do with your money. And if you are anything like me, you become a bit rebellious when it comes to feeling like you are controlled. Like me personally, like if I feel like I'm being controlled, I tend to like act out or do the opposite thing of what I should be doing when it comes to a controlling behavior or like a controlling tactic. And this is what you have to learn and analyze when it comes to your budgeting. Like how are you going to react? How are you going to take things in consideration in order to get yourself ahead when it comes to budgeting and taking your personal finances seriously? And I know that we have heard people jokingly say, oh, you're the budgeting police, or their spouse may be the budgeting police, or your mom, or anyone that's close to you. You have heard them use the phrase budgeting police. But these things are actually real. Like you literally have people who are watching their money down to the penny. While I'm not saying that's not a bad thing, it's also not a good thing when you feel like you are being haunted and taunted by watching every dime that you spend or watching every dime that comes in or goes out of your bank account. And like I said, it's typically normal for a person to look at budgeting and to gain fear versus having clarity. I will say that if your budget does not truly reflect who you are, is going to feel like you are trapped. So now that we have talked a little bit about why budgeting feels restrictive, let's talk about how we can actually change our mindset. Here are a few key points that I want you all to keep in mind. Budget equals permission and not punishment. Budget is planning for something that you want or need. You need to put your spending into 2 categories. You need to compare emotional spending versus intentional spending. When you see budgeting as a tool and not a cage, every decision that you begin to make becomes a lot easier. And honestly, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I used to feel like budgeting was just something telling me what I could not do. But now that I have changed my mindset and switched the roles, it's actually about what I can do. So I would just use my story for example when it comes to money. Honestly, when my bank account, like when the numbers in my bank account hit a certain number, is when I locked in. Like you would think that I would have locked in because I was saving my money to reach a new level in my finances. But honestly, seeing the money in my bank account is when I begin to lock in. When I say this is when I began to lock in, I simply mean I started to watch my money and watch how I spent my money a lot more. In most cases, people are likely to do 1 or 2 things when they have reached a large financial goal. Number 1 being, you're gonna look at the numbers in your account, you're gonna get even more serious about your finances, and you're gonna want to continue to grow that account. That's currently where I am right now. I'm in a phase to where it's just like I don't want to see my bank account get below a certain number. And also, I'm just like, once I achieve this goal with the help of God, I knew I could do anything. If he allowed me to achieve this goal, I know that I can reach higher heights to continue to, just reach higher goals. And that brings me to my next point, which is number 2. When you begin to see those numbers in your bank account, on your bank statements, you're going to begin to spend a lot more because you feel like you have it, so you're going to blow it. Don't be number 2. Be number 1 always. If you took your time to grow the money, why not continue to build and add on to what you have already saved and what you have already accomplished? Don't blow your account because you feel like it's there, because you can lose it and you can spend it just as fast as you save the money. So now that we have talked about and discussed how we're going to change your mindset, let's actually talk about a practical system, step by step. I'm going to break this practical system down into 3 parts for you all, with step number 1 being fixed priorities. Fixed priorities will be categorized as housing, utilities, food. These are things that are non-negotiable. Like, you need housing, you need food, and you need transportation. It's about making sound and realistic decisions. And I will say that even though these things are classified as non-negotiables, you can still be intentional when it comes to these things. So step number 2 will be flexible spending, and this will consist of fun, lifestyle, and hobbies. And when I say fun, lifestyle, and hobbies, these are things that you will allow yourself to do a amount of times per week or per month. We're also going to talk about margin and also giving yourself a little wiggle room. I'm just going to back it up to a little bit because remember when I said in the beginning of the video, like, you cannot rip everything out of your life that's fun, because budgeting will then begin to start to feel like you're trapped in a cage. And oftentimes you hear people saying, oh, I'm not going to work just to pay bills. Oh, I'm not just living just to pay bills and die. It's a real thing, because we don't want to live a life like that. We want to live in abundance, and we want to actually live life and do things that we enjoy, but you have to do it responsibly. We have to stop feeling guilty about doing what we feel is necessary to make sure that we are taken care of and that we are happy. Now, I'm not saying that you need a gift or you need to go out and do something every time you accomplish something, because that's where we get caught up and that's where we start to spend unnecessary money. It's okay to take care of you and to do things. For example, getting my nails done, getting my monthly maintenance, or getting my hair done. These are things that I do to make myself feel happy. Or I might go out on a solo date, or me and my man might plan something, a little getaway, because these are the things that we deserve. So you have to remember, even though step number 2 is about flexible spending, you can still have a good time and not spend a whole lot of money. This is also going to bring me to step 3. You have to think about the future you. And when I say think about the future you, I am referring to your savings, your sinking funds, and your investments. These are 3 critical things that you need to start right now today to get yourself ahead, to set your future self up, your kids, for success. Non-negotiable. Savings, sinking funds, and investments. You have to sacrifice if you want to reach higher heights. You have to start small. And a lot of times people feel like they have to save hundreds of dollars a month. Well, what if your income does not allow you to save hundreds of dollars a month or bi-weekly? Start saving small. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, $25, $50, it's okay. It's literally okay. One of my savings accounts, which is a high yield savings account with Capital One, is a 360 performance high yield savings. I automatically have $50 being drafted each month. If I don't see it, I won't touch it. I have an emergency fund, and I also have a future car savings fund. So, and hopefully by the time, it's time for me to get a new car, I won't even have to touch that money. I'm trying to set myself up so good right now. Myself 2 years from now will be able to reap the benefits of my labor. So if you're someone who has been struggling with savings, I want you to take this video today. You need to figure out where you need to go to get your savings account, to get your IRA or a Roth account, a high yield savings account. These are your 3 things that you need to focus on in the new year. If you can open it up today, do it, even if you don't have any money to put in. And when I say you need to find a good bank account, a good savings account that's going to work for you, do the work for you. And when I say do the work for you, I actually mean you earn interest on these accounts, which you will in a high yield savings. You do earn interest. The more you put in, you will see small contributions that will increase over time. My 2 savings accounts that I have with Navy Federal, when I put money in, I earn dividends. This is free money that they're giving you for saving. So help me understand why you haven't started to do it. I never said it was going to be easy, but it's possible. And I know you may be feeling like, you're overwhelmed or you're scared, but when it comes to investing your money, you have to know where to invest. Right now, I'm investing in my business, my boutique. It's just that simple. You do have investment accounts, you do have brokerage accounts, but that's another conversation for another day. You have to find something that's going to make you money. I feel like, and I know for a fact, if I put in the work, I'm going to get my return in my investment when it comes to my business, plus my profit. But like I said, that's a conversation for another day. Now that we have talked about the practical system, step by step, that I would like for you all to utilize, I'm going to give you all a little exercise. I want you to write down 3 things, only 3 things that you truly value in life. So again, the secret is not cutting out everything that is fun, but it's deciding ahead of time what truly matters. Budget is flexible. Life is not perfectly predictable, and that's simply okay. We're not going to always know what problems will arise down the road. I know people use the excuse of, well, I know people say save for a rainy day, but it always starts raining the next day. Just imagine if you never started to save. Do you know how many individuals have an emergency and they don't have the money to go ahead and take care of what they need? Yeah, that was me, but I got tired of it. You have to learn how to be logical when it comes to taking care of you and your family. And I get it, budgeting is going to be new to some of you all, but you have to understand we all have to start somewhere. Do you know how many times I have started over in my journey until I got it right? This is when I started building my budgeting tools, free tools. This is when I started using like a digital budgeting spreadsheet that I do have available for anyone who's, looking to take their finances seriously. You get to see exactly where your money is going, what's coming in, what's going out, how much you have left, and how much wiggle room and everything. You have it available within the resources that I have provided for you all. Since I have started doing this, life-changing. I no longer question where my money is going, why I don't have this, why I don't have that, did I pay this, did I pay that? Because each month I'm taking the time to sit down, gather my finances and all of my documents that I need, bank statements, whatever, see what I've done for the month, input it into my budgeting system, and we're good to go. And I know you may be asking, well, Cheryl, how did budgeting change your life? When I began to start budgeting, like I said, I started to see where my money was going. I did not feel like I was just stuck anymore. Like I got tired of feeling like that, or I got tired of being broke and not having any money. Budgeting truly changed my life because I'm able to truly enjoy the things that I love and also prepare for my future. Like I am in the process of, well, I haven't started, I'm still just like working some things out, because if you did not know, I did lose my job a few days before Christmas, but that's neither here nor there. I'm letting God simply work that thing out. I'm still showing up for myself and for you all. And had I not sacrificed budgeting and saving, I would not be sitting here able to help you all like how I am today. Budgeting truly changed my life. It truly did. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you all. And this is coming from someone who has suffered greatly in the past in my finances. But I had to pray that thing off of me, and I had to show God that I was dedicated. And I also had to pray to God and ask him, God, what am I doing wrong? And then I also confessed, God, I truly want you to show me how good it can get in my finances. And I feel like once I started taking it serious, that's when God started blessing me abundantly. So it's not just, you're not just talking to someone who has come from money. You're talking to someone who is well seasoned and experienced with struggle. And I can honestly sit here right now today to tell you that budgeting has truly changed my life. It has truly helped me be able to like bless my family members in ways that I didn't even think I would, be able to do. And I'm not going to even say, I should not say that, because I know that, my time is coming to truly just show out and pop it how I really want to. But that's how budgeting changed me. It has helped mold me and shape me into the woman that I am today. And that's becoming more financial literate and disciplined. How does budgeting make you feel calm and in control? A simple answer. I would simply say your nervous system can rest when you have that extra cushion. When you don't have to worry about how the bills are going to be paid. When you don't have to wonder like where's the money going to come from to even pay your bills, fix a car problem, a tire, take care of something that your kids need, putting groceries in the house, keeping your roof over your head. I can go on and on and on. I know this economy that we are in, some individuals are not making the desired amount of money that they would like to make. And that's okay. But it just simply comes a time where we just have to step up, put our best foot forward, and do what we need to do to land a job, like a better job. And I have had to tell myself that I had to stop limiting myself, which is one of the reasons why I pivoted in my career, because I'm just like, I need to get in a field that's more in demand. And that's when I decided to switch into tech, or pivot into tech, and get my master's of science in information systems with a concentration of software engineer management. And oftentimes I tell myself, like, had I known this is what I wanted to do back then, I would have possibly went to school to become an engineer, because engineers are very high in demand. Sometimes we just have to, take accountability. And I know depending on the location and where you are, resources are limited. This is a job market it is really just truly hard to get a good paying job, because most times companies are just posting jobs just to say, well, I did post it on the job board just to say that I did, but they're not really hiring. So I definitely get it. As someone who has recently lost their job, I promise you I understand. I despise being on the job market. I promise you I do. But at the end of the day, are you going to keep going until you get what you need and what you want, or are you going to give up? These are some things that you have to ask yourself. This is just a little bit of encouragement that I would like to say to you all that are watching. You can make small steps this week and feel supported rather than feeling restricted. So I would say, if you all would like a simple template that simply follows this approach, and when I say follow this approach, I mean being flexible, being realistic, and an approach that's easy to maintain, I'll link it in my description. There's no pressure, just a tool I personally use to help me in my finances. And I also have a free no spending challenge for the ones who are gonna take their finances seriously and want to scale back on how much they spend. It is absolutely free on my Stan store, and I will also have that linked in my description as well. For today's video I simply want you all to remember, a good budget is not meant to restrict you. It's meant to make you feel safe, supported, and in control of your finances.